This episode is brought to you by Vita Coco, pure coconut water. All right, so let's get into it. Limited time, I want to give you guys a quick tip about, design strategies when you're designing your programs, when you're trying to solve your problems. So you really need to be careful of getting stuck. You're trying to design something and you have an idea of how you want to do it, and you keep trying to make it happen and you're not making progress and you're getting frustrated, but you're stuck on this idea, this method, this strategy, and it's like you're just like this, and because you're like this, there's other options over here and over here that you're not even seeing. There's something much easier over here, something much more efficient over here, but you don't see it because you're just stuck here and you're like, why doesn't this work? I gotta change this and change that. It's giving me this problem. I gotta change this thing, and you're just stuck on that lane. Change your strategy, change your ideas. Don't get caught up into something. Sometimes you just gotta walk away. You step away from the program. You physically walk away. Start over from scratch. I was writing some code recently, and I literally was stumbling around. Exactly what I'm telling you. I just wasn't making any progress. I was getting frustrated. I started from scratch. My first attempt at starting from scratch, smooth. Now, to give you another more specific example, one of the things I've been working on needs to deal with time. It was for the project what I'm trying to do, where I'm checking systems in the morning to make sure things are up and running and checking logs as well. The problem that I was running into is, one of the things that I do is I do a comparison between the previous day's logs and the current logs to give sort of a little clue or indication that anything has changed. If something has changed, that's something that you want to look at. If there are any changes, then you need to find out why something's different, because generally speaking, the systems in question are going to be starting up the same way every day. I hope there's some stuff on my lens. So anyway, I was all caught up in trying to solve the issue of when you're trying to look at previous trading day and it's Monday. Yeah, so Sunday, no business. Saturday, no business. So how do I out what the last trading date was? Right now, very easy to figure out some of these things using things like there's date dash options, where you can actually put the string like yesterday and things like that, plain English, literally like yesterday, the word yesterday. Unfortunately, in my environment, a lot of the really cool options are not supported, so it's just really frustrating. I'm trying to work around it, and how can I mathematically figure this out? And I'm looking at the calendar and how many days a week and how many days in each month, and trying to theorize. So if it's this date and it happens to be a Monday and then there was a holiday, it's just insane, and I'm just frustrated and not really making progress. And again, time. I've got to calculate time. I've got to be able to calculate previous time. I got to be able to subtract days in the past, right? Stuck on this track. Then at some point, I changed my strategy to a different concept. You just really got to free yourself, free your mind from these chains. Like mine was a temporal chain. The thing about it is, why do I really care about time? Why do I care about dates? Key mistake that I made is you got to focus on what your objective is. My objective had nothing to do with time. I don't care about time, right? I don't care about time. I don't care about dates, right? You're like, of course you do. You want to know the previous trading day, right? So that's a date. You got to find the date. No, I got to find a date if I want to use a strategy that focuses on that. But here's the thing. want. All I really want is I want the logs. I want the last logs because we don't have logs on days that are not trading days. So all I really want was logs, not date, not times. I want logs, right? The whole point is I want to do a comparison of today's logs with previous trading day logs. Is it that I'm stuck on this date thing, right? Now, once I started focusing on logs, it was like, whoa, this is so much easier because I can simply do on the directories and basically keep searching for a directory that has a log in it. I can sort, the directories have dates in them. I can sort them numerically, right? And then I can keep going back and back and back because there'll be a folder for days where there's no trading, but there won't be any logs. So I can just keep going back and back and back until I see a log file exists. So when I see this log file subdirectory exists, I know, hey, here we found what we want. Not the last trading day. We don't need that. It's not a thing where I need to find out last trading day. Boom, boom, boom. Last trading day was. No, that's not what the user wants. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose is not even to necessarily go to the logs or show the logs. It's to do a comparison between the previous day logs and current day logs and let the user know if there's any changes. If there's no changes, don't say anything. If there's changes, let the user know. That's what I want. Fine, keep going back in folders until I find a folder where there's logs. Boom, that is the last trading day. But again, we don't care about the last trading day. What we really care about is, boom, there's the logs to compare with. Do a comparison, logs in this folder that we found versus the logs from today. Compare the files. If they're different, let the user know. If they're not, don't say anything. It's that easy. Again, stuck. Don't get stuck. You guys are, I know so many of you out there right now, you're working on programs and you're just, steam is coming out of your ears. You're just like going crazy. You know, facepalm, right? And you're just going, down the wrong road. You are in the Northeast, right? And you're trying so hard to drive your Prius down this unplowed road with 6 inches of snow. Meanwhile, and you're sliding around, you're losing control, and you're like, how can I get there? How can I get there? Meanwhile, there's a parallel street that is perfectly paved, not paved, but plowed. No snow at all. So you're wasting all your time sliding around and all this kind of stuff and dirtying up your car and all of this and just wasting time. Meanwhile, parallel road, totally plowed. You could just jump on there and you're good to go. Don't get stuck, guys. Don't get stuck. Do not get stuck. If you're struggling with something, stop, reassess. Go back to the fundamental goal. What are you trying to accomplish? Remind yourself what you're trying to accomplish and think to yourself, is the way that I'm going about this, is it really necessary? Is it really the best way about doing this? And try something different. Start from scratch, depending on how big the code is, of course. Start from scratch. A fresh perspective. You know, sometimes you build something that's messy and then you try to fix it, but it's already a mess. So by fixing it, you're kind of putting patches on something that's already in a bad state, and then modify it, just making it bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's a snowball effect. So even if you get it working, you just have this sloppy, written thing. Better to start from scratch, start on the right track with the right strategy, and build something clean from the ground up than to continue going down the wrong road. All right, guys, I gotta go. Just don't get stuck. Definitely subscribe. Click on the like button. Comment below. Say hi. You guys are subscribed. You guys that subscribe, click on the notifier icon to the right of the subscribed button. Click on the little bell icon to get updates. People have been complaining they don't get updates. If you want to learn a lot more than this, definitely recommend you take my online courses. Link in the description. See you guys soon, and I'm out.